All right, good evening and welcome to, with all due respect, Sunday special Scandal Day. When it's Sunday, it's Scandal Day. Thank you very much for tuning in. We are live on TV, we are live on radio, we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. On YouTube, search for Loud Silence TV this evening. You will get us live on YouTube. Also on TV, search for Loud Silence TV on Multi TV this evening. We are in 22 African countries, including Ghana. We are also live on radio. Search for Loud Silence Radio on any Android device. Go to the Google Play Store and download Loud Silence Radio. You will get us live. We are also live on Loud Silence Radio on iOS or on Apple. Tonight, all Apple devices can pick this show live on radio. We are also streaming on Facebook. With all due respect, it's our official Facebook page. We also have Loud Silence TV on Facebook. Our affiliates tonight are cross-posting this show live. We have Benjamin Wayo Mahama's platform tonight. Tonight, they are live streaming this show live or cross-posting this show live. We also have NDC TV this evening, cross-posting this show live. Honorable Joseph Yamin's platform tonight, they are live. Kevin Taylor, my official Facebook page, we are streaming this show live, and also Ghana News Thread. These platforms are our affiliates, official affiliates. We do business with them. If you're here tonight with me, it's a wonderful Sunday evening. As I promised you, my team, we told you we will be here Sunday evening exactly 4 o'clock to let you know, respond to the lies from the Minister of Energy or for Energy, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. Napo responded to one of our very small scandals, and it's got to do with a contract that they are about to sign. It's called the IMR contract, the Inspection, Maintenance, Repair contract. We will go into this. But tonight, I want you to understand that we will read Napo's response to our editorial the last time. After that, we will be asking Napo questions. He has asked us questions. What we will do tonight is we will answer all the questions with facts. We will build a story for you to know the people behind the scenes who are duping this nation through our oil sector or our oil industry. I'm talking about the big international oil companies in Ghana. Some of them too are in collaboration or are in connivance with some politicians and signing dubious deals. Tonight, we'll be asking questions. International oil company. One thing I want to say is that some of the documents we have, we will be forwarding them to the London Stock Exchange and also some media houses in the UK because we know some oil companies in Ghana, especially Tullow, they are on the London Stock Exchange, and we believe that the kind of documents we have with us, we have every right. We have to send them there for the right questions to be posed. So tonight, it's going to be a very educative, very technical and tricky expose. And the reason why I'm saying it's going to be educative, technical, and tricky is because there are a lot of intertwinings in this particular expose. At a point, you're going to get confused. At a point, you're going to be like, okay, I understand. So you need to have all the attention to follow this expose. My team, they've done a marvelous job. Over less than 24 hours, they've been able to piece majority of these things I'm going to show you here tonight. It's not easy, and I give credit to the team. Good job, guys, for what you've been able to put together for us to show Ghanaians tonight. I really appreciate your effort. So it's got to do with the energy sector, and it's got to do with Tullow. It's got to do with Tullow's partners who are giving out. They have already given out a contract that hasn't expired. They are in the process of giving another contract that is not supposed to be given. And tonight, what we would do is to expose the minister. What's his name? Napo. What's his real name? What's Napo's real name? Prempe. What Prempe? Napo's real name is what? Something Prempe. Guys, get me Napo's real name. Mr. P, what's Napo's real name? Napo. Nidiankasa the same. Matthew Opoku Prempe. Thank you very much. This coming from Kobina. Matthew Opoku Prempe. Napo. Today I'm going to be very, very professional. It's very important because this particular episode, no, international businessmen, millionaires are watching. I don't have to mess up too much. I'll try my best to be professional. I'm not wearing tie. I'm not wearing suit, but I'll do my best to look very professional. Like this guy. Hey, this guy. Yeah. So, and very beautiful ladies too are watching around the world. So today, dear, no, I'm going to be very, very professional. before we start today's show, let me give you an idea of what we are about to talk about. It's got to do with a contract that Tullow and its partners, and when we say partners of Tullow, Metro partners, a contract that basically, if I'm going to make it easy for you, contracts that they give companies to go undersea, kind of upstream. Omoko eponim bibia sebio oba eponoswa ekrubia wana asase Ghana ya asase na friend Jubilee field no yo asase bibria yetututu bibia friend no wells wells no technical name sometimes with the man no and the blocks bibia yetumitwa asase ba ho a bia one plot yesi ha two oil inti companies like Tullow, companies like Kosmos, companies like all the other companies, the oil companies, when they come, they sit with Ghana, we give them a plot on the sea for them to do what? For them to mine oil. Now, at a point, those places need some kind of maintenance underground. There are cables down there and a lot of works going on inside the sea. Into Tullow, technically, on the highest shareholder about a year. Companies are almost pretty in Ghana when it comes to oil drilling. Inti et say Tullow for head and shareholders. Now, make sure shareholders value obiakuta any why Tullow is the lead. And say Kosmos. Kosmos too, another strong partner. They have Jubilee field, they have Gnpc, almost partners. Into all these partners come together and almost say, okay, Ejuma ekoso field we so anase eponase no. We want a company to go into. If you want to know what they do exactly, this is what they do. Into normally they go on the company should go underground. A year in Sionum upstream, omoko in so deep sea no. Bibia ye to oil on assassinato no. This company is supposed to go there and do some inspection and maintenance work and repairs as all the partners agree. Say you bet pesika. Na sebio nyina agege na ye dia sa company no na company no akọ eponase na wakoye maintenance job. So as you can see on the screen, this is basically what they do when a company is given contract to go undersea and as a seabed my friend the seabed eponase no to go and deliver ejuma. If you don't know what we are talking about tonight, this is what we will be discussing. Ejuma and Napo, and some people they have connived to steal from Ghana. And then I'm very technical, but I want you to follow me as time goes on. Kakrano, you will understand, and that is what we will be doing tonight. These are some of the jobs in 2 person who they go at the seabed, they go there and they do the job, maintenance job, they do repairs, they do inspection. So at least you have an idea of what we are about to talk about. Into contract now can you say IMR contract Mr. P, Mr. S, please be on standby and be giving me the notes. In fact, I know it's a lot today. Thank you, Nkoto. It's a lot today. So guys, I know you're on standby, but I need you guys very much because there's a lot to put out today. This is basically the job companies Now, after Mebeka, this company, when I came out to speak on the corruption that is going on, Matthew Opoku Prempe, Minister, energy, so, and it's so Ghana. No. For some reason, in less than 24 hours, or release a statement, about 10 questions to him tonight. We will answer his questions. The questions he needs to answer. And that is the most interesting part of this whole thing. Remember, this episode, I have been advised not to put every single document out because Tullow the leader when it comes to energy partners in Ghana. They are UK stock exchange. Let's say Tullow also. So some of the documents are supposed to go to the UK. For some people, I also have some questions. Some of the documents we will not release the full document. We will give you extracts, any pieces from it. But the most important thing is say Chrono and Napo, any MPP are buying, and some individuals in Ghana. Individuals are very important. We are talking from Bumpty all the way to Mr. Walters to other people. I will show their faces and names this platform. So it's going to be a very, very packed show. Just relax and follow the show. I will do everything possible. As I speak in English, everything possible to also move along. Our brothers and sisters almost this particular episode is not because of Ghana politics. It goes beyond Ghana politics. This is about protecting our ocean, the species in them, and also international companies respecting the rule and the laws that govern their job. So it is not geared towards Ghana politics directly or necessarily. It is a bigger project we are working on. There are other things I'll be exposing this week. ENI, any other companies are must spill oil or producing that, but that's not our focus. Our focus today is to let Ghanaians know how global warming we can stop it, and how platforms like these we have to try everything possible to stop private companies who are taking advantage of respective countries, especially when they have been given sites or they have been given blocks to mine or to drill oil. So I'll say, your horizon should be wider than just looking at Ghana politics. But this is bigger than Napo. This is bigger than all the people who are trying to make noise. So before I postulate, let me understand. Let you understand what we are about to do today. Now, Napo actual letter Ababontibe responded to a statement here where has said he is signing a dubious contract. So our contract, he's going to make over $250 million personally. And that the contract, the amount they are showing us, the value of the contract, on the face, and yet 204 million. Behind the scenes, some things have been maxed. Yakata nyomabiso, and Napo, any partners are more into the private sector, oil sector, they are basically doing everything possible to make us think they are signing a $204 million contract, but it is not. The contract itself is $550 million plus. And tonight, we will break it down for everyone to know the kind of person we are dealing with, the energy minister, the companies, and all the ones. I have questions for the MD of Tullow. I have questions for Tullow as a company in Ghana. There are so many questions they need to answer. I am not going to sit here and tell them they have done this. The questions, if they don't answer, they will answer it in the UK. That is why I'm saying, we are going to ask a lot of questions. The MD, the CEO, some people at Tullow, majority of the workers at Tullow and managerial level, they are not happy about what is happening at Tullow. But you see, a platform needs to come out and then put all these things out for Ghanaians to see what is actually happening. Now, Mumianya will travel 2-3 minutes, and the Winkwan inti we will take our time to break everything down. Let's take about 2 minutes. Now, Yemfa Enridi Napo statement to us. That's the reason why today, now let's read this. For immediate release, and this document from Napo was released on the 26th of May 2024. 26th of May 2024. Now, response to spurious allegations by Kevin Taylor on a certain Tullow contract benefiting Energy Minister and the NPP campaign. In terms of responded to in Sembia Maka almost in Ukraine, Mr. Napo sign a contract be a benefit on Napo anything the NPP party a year or person or be running mate Emma Baumia. Now, the Ministry of Energy has become aware of some spurious and unfounded allegation leveled against Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh by one Kevin Taylor, that's me. To the effect that the Energy Minister and the NPP 2024 campaign stands to benefit some $150 million in a certain contract involving Tullow, Kosmos, Gnpc, and Petro SA. These companies, Napo, are listening, they are partners in this. When the time comes, it drew a mechlechomu and omo contribution to this. Inti the Napo actually, person say, omati say Kevin Taylor, my better me TV, so I can say Napo assign and as or sign contract be a any contractor edimu a sebio contract or no any NPP omubenya infasobe 150 million or the Kopboa NPP Baumia campaign. Whilst it is clear from the said clip that the said Kevin Taylor, consistent with his discredited effusions, is even unable to provide details on the nature of the contract except to churn out lies to besmirch hard-won reputations or say, Kevin Taylor no cano cre. In fact, in some of the Kenya, one fakra tabakumpo and tareto, one chess at the Okano or Winjina so, in some Okano or Bonistrimu and anasa Kevin Tilano, Ekikasan Samono Ewo TV so. The ministry wishes to issue the following response and draw the minds of Ghanaians to the ministry's role in the overall subject matter of contracting in the Ghanaian upstream petroleum space. Into say any office no na po say ende obeyi no amagana fo ehu eye ono ministry oda no omo sebio omo bobre eba contract signing ene Ghana ban ana Ghana se oman ye individual companies and also private companies no ye de ensa e shekrata asia ye ka upstream a eye dwumadie ekoso ewo eposo sebio eye fangu tuo no opese omeya tiase ono ne bobre de omoye ene de omonye nti ose de mekan nya no kure no obedwudwam abekirikirem ama Ghana fo ehu no kure no eye napo ano asem ena making kan edwudwam akirikirem akirɛw. Now, this is what Napo wrote. Or say, 1. The Ministry of Energy is not responsible for the signing and approval of contracts in Ghana's upstream petroleum space, and therefore matters of signing and approval of contracts involving Tullow and its partners mentioned will certainly not require the approval of the ministry. Just a little research could have avoided this embarrassment. Napo say, 1. Obeso magana for tia sename e committee say eye energy ministry no da no se eba eye contract signing a efa eposo dwumadie efa eye companies a omutu fango e wo Ghana eposo a eye ye ne asase so a o se ono no de omuni twaka bia omuni eye dwumadie bia ho ono na po ohuhu frema ehuhu nsuo or say oye energy minister no sa contract no any sa adwumadie no ono de ono to nkwanta apai onhia onte ho frema obiampo ensend the message ono so ensend obia message obia emusa no bibia amfa ho ena ono so mbusa obia bibia amfa ho se contract ne one city kura onim ho hwe o see meeting bia ni wompo aye friend wa ase ono so mfre obia meeting se oni ni di nkomo e wo de kokuom aka kire ne say you have to do this for me contract with I am interested or say or catch Ghana for say he has no role to play when it comes to upstream contract signing. 2. The ministry would like to know if the said Kevin Taylor is aware of any instance where in previous administrations, the minister responsible for petroleum signed and or approved the billions of dollars of contracts awarded by Tullow in the development of the Jubilee and 10 fields. If that was not the case, why would he assert same against the current energy minister? Into the Napo Kanano no or say, Sir Kevin Taylor Asma Obusaman say, that bay na meti say a year Tullow and the partners air sign contract bia a year Ghana buying sebio omo mushe a year fango any sebio omo omushen ni dibrian bibian omosheno or said that ben ye tibida sir yes sign is our contract now Tullow and the partners signing contractor Ghana buying who boom. Remember the partners to Tullow Gnpc account Gnpc a Ghana owned a yedia but napo say obusa Ghana for no obusa me say that ben yeti that say a year Tullow and then the partners the Kosmos and the Petro petroleum SA for no sign contractor a year Ghana representative bia and as a Ghana buying through the energy ministry at the Omuhu Afrofrim. Second question obusam no me yini nyina no ama no. 3. If the consideration of personal gain attributed to Dr. Prempeh and also funding the NPP 2024 campaign alluded to by said Kevin Taylor as the basis for his particular contract is anything substantial to go by, then that logic falls ab initio, because Mr. Yevon Asafo Ejei, who the said Kevin Taylor mentioned to be involved in the said deal, has stronger ties to the NDC than the NPP. He is reputed to be the son of one Nana Asafo Ajayi, who for many years served as the managing director of Gnpc under the Mills Mahama administration. Or say, a year in summer Kevin Taylor Kenyina se ono napo wakwaje contract. Wako sign contract dia manipe bia ebeno a obenya ho faso dia o se ene nkasa na yeka ne dia nipa na me bo ni din a ye frɛ no Yevon YVON sa na opeso frɛ na Yevon Ajayi no o se sa nipa na me bo ni din no sa nipa no ne papa eye NDC ni Inti sane papa ye NDC ni a ende na de make kan kire say contract na dwurum na omudi no eye NDC for na edi dwurum no nti eye den na ono de at the end of the day no sa dwurum no me de ne ho ebe frafra ho inti say ye NDC ni dia there is no way a ono obetumi di sa abone no na professor kire say nipa na me bo ni di no because he has connections to NDC no e kire say sa akro no kon ho a ono ekoso a ono na po there's no way a obenya de interest wom time me ye show no Mambo be a party card wa ha. Me bo individuals. Me bo abrante bi din Yevon. Na pose sa abrante na bo ni din no. Eno na hia no. Enti insem na me ka fa ho ni nyina me sa bo Bamti din. Bamti Ekufu Adunua panyini. Napo ignored Bamti's name. Me bo Kema. Napo ignored his name. Napo only dwelled on one person in the whole thing. Me din ni din ye bait. Yaka so bi din ni din ye bait a be de ne to dawa. Esa okochinam na wode de worm ana sonsono ahye de eye hook na no na wode atum sa sonsono na wode hye hook na yefe no yefe no bait yefe no hook na no ene na wode be che enam no o say he's dwelling only on that name no sa din no e kire say sa nipa no papa na first we ejuma Gnpc nti there's no way sa ono napo no one NDC for be business nti omo na ya akromfo. Okay, I get it. Now yentwa napo statement no so. This is the second part of Napo's statement. I hope I read the first part, everything in there. Okay. This is Napo's, also, this statement, the fourth point in it. Okay, there's the fourth point. 4. It certainly cannot be the suggestion of the said Kevin Taylor that the energy minister is in collusion with persons, including the said Yevon Ajayi, Asafu Ajayi, who is strongly related to the NDC with the aim of funding the MPP 2024 campaign. Or say, aya den ono napo one NDC ni ekoka omontuma ba no na omoko wia Ghana sika edeko fund the MPP campaign. Inti eno krampo kire se ontumi bo kro no napo na adwene no. Na hwene ene na adwene enye pe napo adwene so na hwene so. Or say, as far as abrante na mebo ni Yevon no ne papa NDC ni a ono na po no emfa Yevon no eden emfa ne party card meche no say as far as say ono nim so mo NDC for no there's no way ono na po ene ono sa Yevon na na se ne papa no ebeka mu tira bom edupi Ghana ede akoy fund NPP campaign na ye ko wia sika e wo mayanka na ye chewia akromfo de odu sika ko e de obinim me say sa akromfo mienu wura asori de nom ko wia sofu sika epia bonte na mo ya akromfo 9 na ye che sika no na obi afa ne de obididi de ko ye de fa ho so obididi de ko boja ntra e na obididi ne ko support campaign afa ho obetumi ni NDC ni aye deal na waji wusika na wo de akoye wo campaign na NDC de ne so akoye ne campaign ana bewa nti I just want Napo to understand na hwene so na adwini so but I'll respond to all these things. Now number 5, the contracting in the upstream sector goes through a rigorous and thorough technical and commercial assessment and evaluation process by the operator before recommendations are made to the other partners, who in turn conduct their own independent assessment and evaluation prior to the approving contracts. That process is not subject to government control. This point 5 is very important. Or say, contract go through a lot of rigorous process. In fact, Tullow ne call for eyo omwankasa due diligence, eyo omwankasa research, eyo omwankasa background checks, and sana eyo individual partners no ayo omunyina de na eyo aban Ghana aban de they have no role. Remember, make sure say partners no, there is Kosmos, there is Tullow, there is Petroleum SA, there is Gnpc, there are other people. Gnpc is Ghana in there, and they say, oh, catch them say, Tullow and the partners, including Gnpc, are having meetings. Technically, Tullow is having meetings with the Ghana government. Anybody who represents Gnpc at that meeting as partners to Tullow, that meeting, that person is representing the people of Ghana. It does not matter the shares of Gnpc. But as far as there is a representative from Ghana the government of Ghana, an appointee, somebody working in the name of Ghana, being part of the partners of Tullow, that means there's a representation of Ghana in that meeting. In Tinapo, you are telling us to say the rigorous process, no, Gnpc also did say, meaning the government of Ghana, which you head the energy ministry, might, Minka say, might, at this point, might be aware of this in quote, rigorous process. Rigorous, that's how you call it. I'll answer this question. Number 6. Even a request by government is furtherance of its policy to broaden the scope of Ghanaian participation in the upstream space does not influence the rigorous technical and commercial assessment and evaluation undertaken by the operator and its partners in the upstream contracting space. Even a request by government in furtherance of its policy to broaden. So Napo is making you understand that still, even though the government plays no role, no, or say a bank kura and I say or beka bibia for one, not just say or press a year process no be transparent. Say the Ghanaian companies too can be considered to take up this kind of contract. And he's trying to carve a niche. He's trying to create a window. Say one way or the other, no. The government of Ghana and his ministry, no, they can throw in a question there. And they can also suggest, meaning they have influence. Meaning his ministry can influence that process. But he is playing with words. He is playing with words because when he says Ghana for be Jimmy, he is basically telling you that he can influence it. But I'll answer this. Number 7, this was the case during the Mills Mahama administration when billions of dollars in contracts were awarded in the development of Jubilee, Tain, and Sankofa fields by Tullow and its partners and ENI respectively, and has remained the case under the Kufuor administration. Any suggestion to the contrary will be nothing but mischief calculated to tarnish the reputation of people in political authority, and same ought to be dismissed with the contempt that it deserves. It will be inconceivable for government to dictate award of contract by private companies, especially international oil companies. And I'm very interested in this seventh point. I say a tiamra say abai ebe dictate ama a private company, especially international oil companies, when it comes to contracts, awarding of contract. Monfa epin and what's number 7 way mu. Or say on one him, that means Napo knows the law. Napo knows the rules. Say any ministry na say abino interfere in contract awarding of contract by international oil companies like Tullow, like Kosmos, like Petro, like the other international companies we are working with. Sound number 7 were very important because I'll answer Napo. All right. Number 8, a cursory evaluation by any objective mind, which we don't have, will certainly expose the total lack of substance in the claims by the said Kevin Taylor. It is nothing different from his proven modus operandi to always cause dissatisfaction for government officials and the entire MPP government in satisfaction of his paymasters. More so given the proximity to the 2024 elections. Or say, adia me ye no me ye egu MPP ni mase. If we said ye me ye no, and then the strategy anu de bia no me pese nipa tan MPP. Send ye be ya amanfo enkon endo MPP. Na the mani ye hun krampo say ma twen ma election time oba be duma kap bosumi nsia no e na makofa asem we aba. Nti o se asem we de mamo bia ngindi. Na po na no brofo eno no. Number 9, on the plain reputational onslaught, the said Kevin Taylor mounts on Dr. Prempeh, specifically impugning criminality on him. Impugning criminality on him, the minister's legal team will resort to necessary legal remedy in due course. Or see, the mekeka ene ensamna mekano or no ne lawyers ebe sue me. And then I'll kind of tintin. Or say, from the American, you know, a deal we want, Sebio or semi tran so and then our so no, or say on any lawyers, see or Martin, say or more general, say or mobile besumi and I saw Messumi or Ghana, inti we will meet in court and then all catch you. Court. All right. Number 10, the general public, on the back of the above facts, is respectfully entreated to ignore these false claims and treat them with the total contempt they deserve. And Kofi Ebrifa Ifena, communication specialist, stroke press aid to the minister. Inti napo ene hu frema egu abrante wenum se obehu nkyereye. Napo ene tuntosuo gu nenum. Eno ka se ntosuo na watogu abrante nenum no. Abrante na spokesperson to ono betu tantosuo no nkyereye. Inti ntosuo na wote free abrante we napo num. Inti se bon wa napo num na bon. Na mama yenko dwumadie nso. Inti se agara fo nyine hu response na podi ma me se mabeka asem inti obeko court. Inti and then my imagine say be magana fo nyine hu the kind of person he is, the ministry he's heading, and some companies that are in connivance with him and are omudidi boni ewo Ghana. Mr. P. Yeah, I think Spider is not around. When he gets the notification, he will switch radio. Yeah, Spider is not around. All right, thank you, Mr. S. So now, let's do the do. Mama yenye ejuma na nkasa. Na yenhwe se nsema mbeka ya no na eni ejina so a afina mebe kire contract no. Omo ye involved. Any dream omo do. Meba America say $204 million. Contract na nkasa over $450 million plus. Now let's do the do. Now this is it. I break it down a year Tullow and ote a year partners any ade. Now, Tullow Oil, a significant player in Ghana's oil and gas sector, collaborates with various partners in the upstream petroleum industry to build a better future through responsible oil and gas development. So, like I said, Tullow, partners on the partners. This is basically the Tullow here. It is a when you look on the screen, this is basically the job of Arikudientia Tullow, our partners. Omobua Emma Eposu Juma and I say undersea job no etumi koso. Now me betchau partners nina Tullow one. Now osa ebie another one you will see a year Kosmos Energy, almost your partners to Tullow. Tullow Oil works closely with Kosmos Energy, also a significant player in Ghana's oil and gas sector, on various projects including oil fields offshore Ghana. So Tullow and Kosmos, sometimes they come together, they do a juma together, a ponoso and offshore they come together, they are partners, they work together sometimes. Inti yeka partners na the contract no ema this our contract ma company na me kan ho asem no partners no na make sure no these are the partners. Now this company too, this one too is a partner, Jubilee Oil Holdings. Tullow is part of the Greater Jubilee Oil Fields project, and Jubilee Oil Holdings is one of its partners in this venture. Inti contract yomode bemano way Jubilee Oil Holdings almost a partner in this contract. So you can see for yourself, Tullow is part of the Greater Jubilee Oil Fields project, and Jubilee Oil Holdings is one of its partners in this venture. I want you to follow. We come into this your cover page and I say screen to me So far I've given you some of the partners. Now this is another partner, Petro SA. Petro SA, a South African state-owned oil company, is another partner in Tullow's upstream activities. Their joint effort contributes to the growth of Ghana's oil and gas industry. So Petro SA too is another partner in this whole deal. So as you can see on the screen, you can follow what we are doing. Now, the next partner, Gnpc. GNPC. Now, GNPC, Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, is a state-owned entity responsible for managing Ghana's petroleum resources. Tullow collaborates with GNPC to enhance exploration, production, and overall sector development. Mama mu nyina ba partners ni nyina. So when he ask me about a contract we one am the bar together as partners, say Omobabe signed this $450 million contract we are. These group of companies, they came together to put this contract together for a company to go on inside, and I say upstream, to go inside the ocean and to do some maintenance and some serious work on person of the momo. Now opesa o share a year almost shares when they come together as partners. Shares are obiawo, and why some people are powerful when it comes to making decisions. It is a study omunyina upstream petroleum sector no Tullow oil 35 to 47%. Jubilee Holdings 23 to 34%. Petro SE 3% to 5%. Cosmos Energy 17 to 20%, and a Gnpc 10 to 15%. When you break it down to by strength, every partner, to make it easy for you, to say, we munyina atisika akotoka. Omoto car no, and almost say, car no, yepese ye dema edien Tullow. Because Tullow no can yakoton 100 Ghana, Tullow nkwandi sikabe 40 Ghana na buy, almost 50 Ghana. Inti ya deka na Tullow nsa. Now Tullow ene wose ekofa mate, ekofa driver. Inti se eba the decision making, any picking or leading that contract and getting an operator to come and do that job. Normally no, Tullow leads the partners. Inti the so munyina jijiska. And omodi ama Tullow. And Tullow say, okay, mina mi kesiye, mina mi bedi enim ako high driver, ako high mates. Na yede car na amomo. Now, remember. Okay, I get it. Now remember, car na omakotono. Se ekaba car no wa, Tullow ene beba the rest of the partners no wabeka chom say, oh, car na momotoy na enyina etoy na mode ma driver ni mate no. Ekaba car no ho. Inti ye hia 200 Ghana ako solve edien ebi a windshield ba kwa pai. Then all the partners do also come together and bring money and give to Tullow. Tullow will now take it and give it to a company to solve that problem or car no. Into majority of the time, no, depending on the contract, no, you could see say Osha shares na. Depending on the contract, no, normally no, Tullow get a lot of the shares. Depending on the contract, no, they could get 47%. Jubilee could get 34%. Petro SA could get 5%. The Kosmos Energy could get 20%. And a Gnpc could get 15%. And he said, Ocean Sana, see, I can say Tullow and its partners. That means Tullow and the partners no omoba together ebeto saka no omode ma Tullow no Tullow ne kwakofa driver Tullow ne kwakofa mate inti Tullow and they lead the contract no who qualifies to be given the contract to go and perform that duty. And internet they say Tullow and its partners. Tullow and its partners. It is Tullow who has the bigger share. Now, the only partner or womuha obetumi ama decision making ayadin ama Tullow Kosmos. Now say Tullow ba no ka say oh bogus car na yakoto na me de ma driver ni mate no car no problem aba ho nti ehia 1000 Ghana. Now say Kosmos ka say in chechirem na Tullow wo chechirem no mentiase a Tullow cannot at the end of the day raise money to go give to mechanic and on solve and driver and so on car no. Nti the role of Cosmos Energy is very important. Because Tullow ekwa bontene se okwa akoyi a company says our company na enko perform duty no upstreamer without the full consent of Cosmos, because Cosmos no after Tullow more bigger shares. If they say no, Tullow cannot move ahead. So every single time no what Tullow needs to do is say the other shareholders are Petro SE, Gnpc no Tullow has to do everything possible to get them on his side or on its side, so that at least Cosmos will see, say, if all these people have come together, any Jubilee, they have come together to say it is good, we should pay money to go and solve the car, fix the car. Then Cosmos will be like, okay, because my colleagues are all saying, so almost why you're independent research, everything is fine. No? let us give you the money. Into the role of Air Kosmos is very vital when it comes to awarding their contracts to their companies to go perform air duties, and I say some contract upstream. Into do not count out Kosmos. Kosmos is a very huge shareholder in this whole thing. I hope so. What you say now, young queen. I'm schooling up. Me basa na put here. Say, now, Shade, you see this. These two gentlemen, their names are Stephen Kemah. And the other one on the right, say on the left, your friend Yvonne Asafu Ajayi. These two gentlemen, Omunomuti company, your friend Genesis Oil and Gas Services. These two men you are seeing on the screen, they are the men behind a company, Ghana, your friend Genesis Oil and Gas Services. Stephen Kemah and Yvonne Asafu Ajayi. These are two Ghanaians, and this expose, they will be playing a very important role. Do not forget their names, because at a point, at a point, some people will take over their names. When you're very smart, you might think say they are missing, especially the one on the right called Yvonne Asafu Ajayi. He might at a point disappear, but he's still in the picture. Say unnima ebia mo amon follow international contracts. There are people who are in contract, but you don't see them on paper. And Nuntina Napo Ekasano, he decided not to speak on anything, but he wanted to do politics. Into the now okay, you say NDC Niba, NDC Nina Papa, but he did not want to answer the questions I was asking him. Into these two gentlemen are very important gentlemen from D2 team. Stephen Kemah and Yvonne Asafu Ajayi. These two men, Omunomuti company of Genesis Oil and Gas Services. Now, so Genesis Oil and Gas Services, a company, these two gentlemen, I'm going to tell you. See this. Also, don't forget, you will not get confused. Now, abbreviations and acronyms. OT ISOL, and ISOL, a Intersol Sapura Offshore Limited, a company, meboni dimpa a lot. And a OT company, meboni dimpa more, a IESL, Intersol Engineering Services Limited. These two companies, their names will be coming up a lot of the times. Maybe when we move along, make both company we no one will say, oh, okay, we're in a Kevin Chair. Mebo IESL, it is Intersol Engineering Services Limited. And mebo ISOL. Do not forget, ISOL, Intersol Superior Offshore Limited. And IESL, Intersol Engineering Services Limited. These two companies, I'll be mentioning them a lot. Baby anapo bi amon friend mra. So now I'm a show connection between the two gentlemen I showed you their pictures. Kemah, Stephen Kemah, and Yvonne Ajayi. Maybe show how they are connected and why they are powerful and why we have to be very careful. And that was easy. Now you see this. Let me show you Bumpty connection. What makes Kemah, Stephen Kemah, powerful, and what makes Yvonne. Maybe I make sure. Now, there's a man called David Walters. His name is the Godfather. I'm a friend of Uncle Dave. There's a reason why we did not put this picture up, because it is part of a document we are taking to the UK. We decided to take his picture out. And not because he's special or he knows anybody. No. There's a reason. The man be a friend of David Walters. Ne God's son, Stephen Kemah. Now, David Walters, his wife's sister, David Walters, ne wife, ne sister, any bumpty yere. That is how the connection between David Walters, Bumpty, and Kema. So, Kema knows Bumpty through Mr. Walters, through the wives. Mr. Walters no wafa Kema no as his godson. Now, Mr. Walters ne yiri nuya any Bumpty yere. That is how Kema is connected to power. Technically, all the work at Kema Stephen Kema he is doing it for Bumpty and David Walters. And Bumpty is the brother to Ekufuado. Bumpty is the brother to Ekufuado. Napo takes instructions from Bumpty. Where the link is from and who are the people behind the contract I'm about to break down. Sir Stephen Kema and the godfather and David Walters. David Walters ne yire enuya ene Bumpty yire. That is how David Walters and Bumpty are friends and they do a lot of business together. Now, Kema, at the end of the day, the contractor Kema Ebenyano, it is for Bumpty. And Bumpty, na po take instructions free Bumpty. Bumpty, ninuya ene Ekufuado. I've mentioned his name several times. Interface, that is what make Stephen Kema powerful. And Nintina Napo release statement, he never mentions Stephen Kema. Because the moment he mentions Stephen Kema, he's mentioning Bumpty and Walters. So Napo statement I'm reading now. Obo Yvonne Ajayi Nkwadi, he never mentioned Stephen Kema. Because Stephen Kema is part of Napomo clique. They are working through Stephen Kema to get this deal. And he avoided the name of Stephen Kema, but he was so excited to say, Yvonne Ajayi Papa NDC ni or a former Gnpc boss. That is why he refused to mention this guy's name. Now, I'm sure. We are moving forward slowly. Now, these two gentlemen, they have formed a company together before. Some also for. They have formed a company before and a contract before. Now, this is what they have been able to secure in 2021. Yvonne's connection nie. Into Yvonne na down for pa any Kema. Yvonne na po eka sene papa NDC, his good friend is Kema. Kema's godfather is Walters. Walters' best friend is Bumpty. Napo takes instructions from Bumpty. Now, Mamenchamo, the connection between Kema and Asafo Ajayi and Asa Yvonne. Now, the two of them, they were partners in the company. I'm sure your friend Genesis Oil and Gas Services. Mokaisa company, These two people were partners. They got a contract in 2021. Now, Genesis Oil and Gas Services was awarded the pipe supply scope. That is circa $150 million in 2021, but they could not perform the contract. They could not perform to work scope. So these two gentlemen, in 2021, they secured what we call a pipe supply scope contract. Now $150 million. That one is there. We will deal with it. That one is a different matter. But I want you to know the connection between the connection between Stephen Kema and Yvonne Ajayi. And for now, I establish who say Yvonne and Stephen are business partners. Now, this contract they secured na omumienu and a company dia enomunji saskano. All right. Now, when it comes to the company I told you about, IESL, Mokai. Now, sa company any Mamenchro Kema ne strength. Now, Yvonne Ajayi is not directly related to IESL, but holds heavy sway in the decision making and running of the company. After almost secures our first $150 million contract from the gas company now, Stephen Kema ebete a company called Intersol Engineering Solutions Limited. And to remember, my member, the first company on the $150 million contract, you know, which is this contract. No, which is this contract, you know? Yes, this contract, you know. That contract, you know, and this guy called Stephen Kemmer, Ekoti IESL. In Tisiano, Okoti sa company, no. Now, I a different company on its own, right? In the first company, 150 million, no, with that bad record, went to me put execute contract, you know. There was a reason for them to put up a different company. So they came up with a different company. In fact, they came up. Stephen Kemmer came up with a different company called IESL. Now, when the company was registered, this IESL, when it was registered first, the directors of the company, not two people. It was Stephen Kemmer and Bernard Kemmer. So, IESL, no, when they registered it in 2018, the directors were two. Now, Stephen and new boy, directors. But when they were about to secure a new contract, you know, they updated the directors of the company. TMEA. They updated the directors of the company. Why would Stephen take his brother out and update the directors? It means, say, the new contract that is about to happen, Stephen is a small screen. They needed somebody from higher power to come and sit on that company as a director so that at the end of the day, you know, he will represent the big boys. So they know that the only person who could do that is Yevon. But they could not put Yevon's name there. Because all the Yevon didn't be shower. When it's going through the rigorous checks, say, Nkofo your mom contract that. Now, I'm record saying that guy's contract, 150 million, were they able to complete? A man for Bewu said, these are the same two people. I'm at 150 million a year. I don't know, in the Soma Saba. And what they did is, this IESL, no, they updated the directors and changed the directors to the Samuel Abra Ejay, Stephen Kemmer. Into Stephen Kemmer Nyani Friho, and this Samuel Beshaho. Let me tell you, Samuel is the same Yevon. Samuel no Shahono, a dear Shawkeke, but Samuel still represents Bamtimo. Samuel still represent Yevon. Samuel still represent Aye Waters. Until they just put Samuel Abra AJ there so that it will not be too obvious to say Stephen Kemmer and brother Abeti IESL Saba Beji contract. Inti right now no omo the contract na Emma Stephen no. They told Stephen say yen to mean tam sika kakraka we ma Abra company no yen representation also. You brother ni free so na fa yen nipa ebesiwo. Yabema we din bia ma odi ahwe but that name it is us. Inti sadi na hu no say eye Samuel Abreje no. That name is technically say uyi small screen free wa Yvonne Ajayi. So, Osha address, pay attention to the address. You could see, say, it is the same thing. They just do some small updates. The same thing. On say, time ana oniniano ewo address no. No. Now check it. Updated one 2021. They updated the company. Directors any addresses in 2021 because they were about to secure this contract we are going to talk about. Inti, you could see that the address, everything is the same. They just changed the name. Now, afena yebe discuss current contract. And as a contractor existed at that. And sani about contractor mobile sign so. Mr. P. All right, now. There's something I need to show you. Currently, as we speak, in 2021, Stephen Kemmer on a company called ISOL. They partnered. ISOL near international company. Abruchini free buy. Local representative and I say local partners. For some reason, it was IESL, which was put together by Stephen Kemmer. Remember, Stephen enya one Yvonne enya $150 million contract. Pipe supply. I know they're chain, but I'm a person who connection between Stephen and Yvonne. Now, for some reason in 2021, Stephen, IEL's company, any ISOL, ebe joint venture, and na omutuminya a contract. Na sa contract na yedien IMR, and then the friend inspection, maintenance, repair, and then the picture I'm lecturing. So they secured that contract. Now, the 2021 contract down exists. Remember that contract, it will end 1st August 2024. It was signed in 2021, and the contract as we speak, a year till 2024, we August 1st. In the contract, is still in existence. And the contract is still working. The contract has issues. At this point, contract you sign another contract until the contract fine. Contract value in 2021. Sa ejuma contract we the same contract and makers and apwas ebe signing new different in prices. Now here in 2021 when they signed this contract, this is what you see. Contract value in 2021. The current subsea engineering installation and IMR service contract was awarded to Intersol Sapura Offshore Limited, ISO, in 2021 at a contract value of $90 million, including fuel costs, which is the effect cost to partners. Without fuel, it's $56 million. Now, in 2021, Tullow and the partners at the contract ISOL. ISOL, local partners, IESL, which belongs to Kemmer. Right. Now, our contract, your friend, subsea engineering, installation and IMR services contract. Basically, IMR, a services contract, upstream. Now, contract, na contract was worth $90 million. Overall. Now, 90 million, na contract nankasa 90 million. Na contract no ankasa 56 million. Now, normally, say Tullow and the partners are Kosmos, Jubilee, Gnpc, Petro SA. So, our contracts now, what they do is they pay for the fuel you will use upstream. Into normally, contract, 56 million. Now, almost some of Petro Sika or the contract, normally, when they put the two together, and then amount a round value of $90 million. Into realistically, 2021 contract now, ISOL in partnership with IESL, the contract was 56 million. But when it comes to Petro, Petro Sika and my contract could do $90 million. In 2021, this job we are talking about now, contracted that one exists now $90 million. So we Petro ni sika di free ma $56 million contract na nkasa no. Petro ni beka one $90 million. Now, my mention technicalities be too about this. Normally, when they are going upstream, and that's there are two types of vessels. Ana a ship use and machines now use. Now, your modern one consume less fuel. And your old ones consume a lot of fuel. Now, in this contract, the reason why you are seeing, say, contract nanka say 56 million. Now, a year fuel use a year around 40 something million. And they say they were using the new vessel to do the job. Into the fuel consumption was less. And every company, especially Tullow, leading his partners, the main idea, and they say they will save money. They will save money and they will save the environment. In 2021, time on the contract, ISOL, any IESL, they used the newer vessel. So you could see, say, the amount of fuel they put in, it wasn't that much. Inti na omutia sa sika ma contract sam ni nyina ebe ye 90 million. Inti tia say contractor na po edi eni mama sign for no the same work the same work scope and change here the same thing. Now I mention what there. The current contractor almost pese almost sign no. Ma menchire munchire. Now, 1 second. Yes. Now let's come to the Eddie controversy we nyina ba. Now yatia ene yeti say Tullow Eddie contracts ama IESL nkwa. Remember, ISOL any IESL contract na omukodi djuma we post the upstream job no it will end August 1st. Mameka bi binchiro. ISOL any IESL current contractor omuye. What is happening in the say? What is happening in the say? IESL omu abrofono company ISOL any omu be partner ebe yesa contract no. Tullow aboka bebre because IESL for no they don't have the financial capability, they don't have the technical capability into ama ISOL for abrofono omu be form partners no omu ni omujuma no. Ama contract current contract we krampo no the way it's supposed to go, no, it is not going the same way. I'm a Tullow, any IESL for no any problem. I catch them say they cannot be partners to ISOL. Abra ejuma omuye na ejuma ni nsenia at the end of the day. Tullow and its partners are even losing money. Into also say the current contract that is $90 million. No, Tullow has raised concerns. Tullow and his partners have raised concerns. Say a year IESL or partner ISL no. IESL for an chemical company, no, they are not technically, they are not strong. Financially, they are not strong. They don't know anything, and they are dragging the ISOL for no into a jumano mo and to me go smooth. Emma Tullow boka. Into one, Tullow knows say IESL is a company that is not efficient. Tullow and its partners know say IESL currently in the contract they are in now, they are not even delivering. Tullow knows say IESL for omni ISOL omo partnership no omo breaking no. See, even though the contract hasn't ended, ISOL omo international company omo befa ISEL as partners a Ghanaian company no. Omo relationship with IESL Kema company no it is already on rocks. Company no kroma separate omo and still omo ye adwuma we. Inti at this point no Tullow knows all these things happening. Tullow knows say IESL Kema and Abam Timo company no it is not efficient, it is not effective. Now Shadie contract way end there. So $90 million contract way it will end on the 1st of August 2024. It will end on the 1st of August 2024. Shadie Bamencho. The contract they want to sign, the estimated cost of the contract is $204 million. Share. And I will meet Napo in any court. Now, the fuel part of the contract, and this new contract, almost signing on the 1st of August, almost say almost be contingency fund $25 million. And no, almost miscellaneous, be able to see normally a solve problem into partners no Tullow for a $25 million at all. And our projected fuel cost $250 million. The first contract no maybe August no. This is the same contractor IESL quartin with free IOSL eba. And so fuel cost projection $250 million. The contract itself is $200 million. Oma to be a friend contingency fund of $25 million. Now you know what? On paper, they have maxed the fuel cost. And I want to say this. I'm asking Tullow a question. They are the leaders when it comes to any partners. Has Tullow showed its partners that the fuel cost is $250 million? We want to know. Because on the face of the contract, you could see, say, a Juma OBG contract from 2001 to August 2021 to August 2024, 1st August, it was $90 million. The contract itself was 56 million, and a fuel came in at 45. The same contract that is going to be given to the same company that is not delivering, IESL, that is not delivering. They are now saying, IESL contract is 204 million. There is 25 million contingency fund, and fuel cost near 250 million, making it 450 million plus. Now you are getting it. These are all facts. That's why I'm saying I'm going to school Napo tonight, or your Cronfor. His influence at the oil companies, the ministry, the government is bad. And some of the oil companies are supposed to take blame for this. But you drew her back on WhatsApp. Inti, Mamen Chow, and the Kudienta and some put show on the book and the story Munina and Kwasiasam, Mechich Macho. Now, my uncle in Namen Chow idea, Intesia Atiasie, ISOL, international company, we need contracts to come work upstream. Amoba Ghana and local cap partners, IESL. And that company belongs to who? Kema, his boss is Walters and Bumpty. Napo takes instructions from Bumpty, who is Akufo-Addo's brother. Now the contract they are still working on, end the 1st of August. That contract has issues. Tullow is paying penalties because they are not doing the work well. Tullow knows that IESL is a bad company. Now, ISOL, IESL, no, problem. Emma, put separation about before the contract ends. Tullow knows all these things. Tullow led his partners. Now they want to give this contract a new one, a similar contract, but the value now has jumped from 90 million to 450 million. Fuel cost alone is now 250 million. Just 2021, fuel cost was how much? It was 45 million. Now, let's go into what is ahead. I'm sure idea. Let's read the Petroleum Regulations 2013 LI. Now Ghana create petroleum regulations and what does it actually say, and what is the ministry supposed to do, and what are the oil companies supposed to do, especially Tullow, Kosmos, and the rest of its partners. What are they supposed to do? Because Ekrobia edemra seba fango and the oil to edemra and two. Now let's read this. Petroleum Regulations 2013 LI 2204. If an energy company intends to enter into a contract with a value greater than $100,000, they are required to submit their procurement plans to the Petroleum Commission. This requirement ensures transparency, accountability, and effective management of procurement processes within the industry. Inti emrana chere say yebema contract in the petroleum sector. This is the LI, and it states it clearly. Say yeba bema energy company biya na adwene say, and remember Tullow and its partners are energy companies. Some of you adwene say omo bema contract biya ebro 100,000. Ghana Mbrano, the LI 2013 LI in the state say they are required to submit their procurement plans to the Petroleum Commission. Now, when the value is there, it is more than 100,000. Meaning, when the contract is over $100,000, I was say Tullow for the contract procurement process in the Petroleum Commission. Now, the reason why in tia Emrane Chesana says send ye beya ebeboa emadien eye pepe yo send ye beya eye sebio eye company say be yi omo no contract na ma omo no eye ketahye bia mbem a emu beda ho fine. Now remember, me catch them in my expose say the energy ministry led by Napo, Kema, and Yvonne disguised as Samuel, no, and then also some oil companies. Yes, sorry, I and say for the first time in the history of a year, Ghana energy sector, the contracts through Tullow and its partners. Tullow the contract amma through the energy ministry the contract amma IESL, And that contract wasn't a competitive bid. It wasn't an open bid. Na a sole source. Now here, remember, ISOL and IESL contract amuda who mean enya papa. Tullow and him say IESL is bad news. Omama Tullow and the partners squared in Kaboka before this contract is about to end. But for some reason, Tullow asa akako pick the same IESL and technically did not open any bid. Picked them, handpicked them, and said, take this contract. $450 million. Now, Sir Oko Asia, this is Tullow's own document. And this document is from Tullow. And if Tullow wants to contest that, they can contest this document. It is not me. For years and years, Tullow has been abiding by the rules and regulations. Anytime they want to pick a company, they basically, what the LI, and as a Ghana brand say, and our Petroleum Commission brand say, companies register, they submit their procurement, their documents into Oho. So there's nothing like sole sourcing for over 12 years. Now, look at this document. This document is Tullow's document. Well, all the operations and logistics, these are contracts Tullow and its partners have given to companies or are preparing to give to companies. Now, when you look at a procurement method, a competitive tender, provision of subsea construction vessel with engineering and installation services. This is the new contractor they are about to give out. Now, Ushe Asiawa on Tullow's computers and their system, no, it is supposed to be a competitive tender. I will say other companies, indigenous companies, they are all supposed to be able to compete for this particular job. But for some reason, on their system, it shows competitive. But when you get out of their system, today we have been told that IESL, through the Minister of Energy and Tullow, they have been handpicked. They have been given what we call sole sourcing opportunity. So they have handpicked IESL. But this is Tullow's own document. On the document, you can see the list of companies. All these companies have the right to bid for this particular contract. Because you can see down there that it is a competitive tender. And these are previous ones they've done. They have current ones. So what happened for Tullow? For some reason, Tullow leading his partners or its partners, decided to choose IESLR. They have not even proven themselves. IESLR, Omama Tullow, Aboka. IESLR, they are still in a contract that they are not efficiently delivering. This should tell you, say, something is going on at our top war when it comes to Tullow leadership. When it comes to how contracts today are being awarded. Tullow is going against the Petroleum Commission or the LI in Ghana. Because for about 12 years now, we have never seen this kind of hand-picking process from Tullow. What is forcing Tullow to handpick IESL to go and do this job? Abroad, they are still in this contract. Even they and their partners, because of their inefficiency, because of their technical, the technical capabilities they don't have, their financial capability being very low, they are even having issues. That is why ISOL is now breaking up with them. What will make Tullow still go pick a company that is inefficient? A company that is incompetent, a company that cannot pull its weight. I hope everybody understands. Now I'm going to break it down. That's why I'm saying this segment is bigger than Ghana. We are looking international. We are looking at our deep waters. Maybe a ACC or so. That is why I'm saying some of the documents, names, facts are yet to me are intercepted. We are taking it to the London Stock Exchange because Tullow is on the London Stock Exchange. And we know there are some other companies there. So the British media, we have our correspondents there. They want the documents so that people at Tullow will be questioned. Mr. S. Okay, thank you, Mr. P. Now, let's move on. You see this document, maybe document you are. All right. This document is a document that we extracted from Tullow. It is their own document. And Napoeka said they have no interference. They have nothing. Maybe we start Napo questions at the end of the day. And I'll ask Tullow some questions because they need to answer. Now you see this document on the screen. These are C extract from Tullow Ghana's own RTA document. Now I'm reading via Mechechromu. This is a document the MD and of Tullow Ghana, they have signed it. They signed this report. It is with them. So they know this document is with them. Now, Uridi point 1, point 2, point 4. Hear what is there. Whilst the contract strategy set out the intent to run a competitive tender exercise, the supply chain team were asked by the Ghana managing director to enter into further negotiations with IESL to determine if a direct contract could be negotiated that achieved. Remember, whilst the contract strategy set out the intent to run a competitive tender exercise, the supply chain team were asked by the Ghana managing director, who is the Ghana managing director of Tullow. We will go there. And this document is from Tullow. This document is not from me. Now, Ufri Sala Nauba point 2, Asiho. It says this. Senior officials of the Ghana government, listen. Senior officials of the Ghana government approached the unit operator on separate occasions expressing a preference that the subsea vessel contract should be extended with IESL. Some things have been deducted. We've deliberately, maybe a year from, because it's very sensitive, it is going to the UK. Now, achieved without a tender, it will be given consideration. So, in their own report, which has been signed by the MD of Tullow, I'll show you his picture. I'll show you the CEO's picture. They have stated in the RTA documentation that government officials approached Tullow and approached their operators, the unit operator, and insisted that the contract that is about to be signed from the 1st of August, it should be given to IESL that is in the current contract that is not delivering. That their partner, that is ISOL, has even broken up with them because the IESL, they don't have the capabilities. They don't have the capabilities to perform that job. So, as we speak today, who are the government officials who were giving the unit operators pressure to pick or handpick or expressing a preference that IESL should be given that contract? I've not even gotten to the duration of the contract. We will talk about that. From their own documents, a free a year they Tullow, and they have it. They have these facts. I'm not making it up. Their own RTA document shows to say government of Ghana officials were seriously involved in the sole sourcing, in the handpicking of IESL. IESL belongs to Kema. His partner is Yvonne. They take their instructions from Walter and Bumpty. Napo takes instructions from Bumpty. Bumpty is a Kufuoro's brother. Don't forget this. That's why I'm saying it is very technical. Why you're smarter, they will lie to you, wouldn't know. Because Omo Yidin be a film. And Omo Mama Jenny said there's no. We are talking about $450 million plus. Napo knows about it. Now, these are the CEOs of Tullow and the MD. So the men you are seeing on the screen, we are asking them simple questions. Do they have knowledge about the document I put on the screen? Rahul Kumar, Chief Collaborator. Wissam Al-Monthiri, Managing Director. The CEO and the Managing Director. The question we are asking here is, do they have knowledge about this document, the RTA documentations? And also, has Tullow paid some losses, or have they made some losses since the 2021 contract, IMR contract, was signed? Do they have any report on IESL? And why are they insisting that IESL should be given a 4-year contract plus an extension of 1 year? Remember, the new contract they want to sign with this weak, Bumpty, Kema, Yvonne, IESL contract, they want to sign with them and say, normally, from the day Tullow Mustati, any of our partners, Saga Ghana, they have signed contract for only 2 years. It has always been 2 years. This IMR or undersea services, it has always been 2 years. For some reason, this particular contract, Napo and Tullow want to sign, it is for 4 years with 1 year extension. Ask yourself what actually called for that. Who basically decided to take that decision? Why is it now 4 years plus an extra 1 year as extension? Because there is an existing contract which IESL is failing to even complete. Now, majority of the time for the past 12 years, contracts have been 2 years. They give the companies 2 years. The reason is that when they give them 2 years, they are bound to finish the job. They are able to monitor. They are able to make sure that it does not do what? It does not run into some political years, so that at least they will be able to monitor. Now, strategically, Napomo have signed the first time in the history of Ghana, sole contract, and also they have signed a 4-year contract with 1 year extension. So Napo Dems are going to opposition. They want to sign a contract and clamp the NDC. When they come to power, NDC cannot cancel this with another extension of 1 year, 2028. Now you get it. So from 2024, 25, 26, 27, contract now ended. Now the contract no Roma 2028. And into 4 years plus 1 additional year. Now the question to Tullow is, why did they change the original plan of 2 years? Because right now, Tullow is leading this force. It has been 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. What called for that changes, whereby you are going to change the contract from 2 years to 4 years plus additional 1 year? Remember, as we speak, there's no contract, a new contract. We are still in the old contract, the 2021 contract, the 90 million contract. IESL is not even able to do this job. You are talking about 2024 to 2028, then another extra 1 year. So the idea is that they are locking the NDC in. When they even go into opposition, NDC cannot cancel it. And that they'll lock them in with another extra 1 year, 2028. They will come back. And this contract, Napo, behind the scene, leading and acting as if he knows nothing about, Napo knows everything about this contract. The ministry knows everything about this contract. Now let's move forward. Now you see this. Let's read this. Contract duration, 4 years plus 1 year extension. Now, when you read the fact, the duration is inconsistent with past practices and also cost inflated 450 million plus. It enables those involved to exploit the contract as leverage in trading favors with politicians in 2028 elections. So, the reason why the contract has been extended to 4 years and 1 additional year is that some people want to trade favors because we are in election year and they don't know what is going to happen. So they are trying to lock some people in so that it will go in their favor. You see why Napo, when he was writing, he stayed away from the name Keme. He stayed away from the company IESL. He was only on Yvonne. Because when you go in the document, the registration document, Yvonne's name is not there. Somebody representing Yvonne is called Samuel. He is in there. Now, the Samuel represent Bumpty, but represent the other people. Because IESL, it was 100% owned by Keme. But Keme, this contract does not belong to him. He's a smoke screen. Keme is just a smoke screen. So they needed somebody to be one of the directors of the IESL because we are now talking about almost $500 million. And you, Keme, you are just lucky that the 2021 contract, you are still in there. So we can use you as the special purpose vehicle to get what we want. So Keme is a vehicle. Keme is part of the clique. Even though Keme does not have the financial capabilities and technical capabilities, they are using some people in government and also trying to use some of the partners to get IESL this contract. And when you move forward and you read, you will see, say, I'll come to this matter. Not now. I'll come to this matter. So what I want you to understand and say, this is not just Ghana. The question goes to Eddie and Tullow. They are the ones leading this contract. They are the ones who are supposed to do the rigorous investigations. They are the ones who are supposed to do all the interviews and then go back to their partners to say these people are qualified. Now, Tullow knows the inefficiencies of IESL. Tullow knows through IESL and ISOL how much money they are losing. What will make Tullow, in the first place, decide to suggest that IESL, which is still in this contract that is not performing, what will make Tullow say they want to give them 4-year contract? The question I'm asking the CEO and the MD who is in Ghana, the Indians, that what influenced that decision? What are their bases that suddenly IESL has to continue the project and that has to be given a 4-year plus 1 year extension? Because on your own system, it is competitive tendering. Now, the LI says that if the contract is over $100,000, you have to make sure there's competitive tendering, because in Ghana, what the Petroleum Commission has done is that all companies that want to get contracts from other multi-million-dollar companies, what they do is they register with the Petroleum Commission. They register, they pay some amount so that when there is a contract, there will be open bid. So that when there's a contract, everybody can bid for that contract. So when you decide to go against your own rules, which is competitive tendering, and at the end of the day, the Petroleum Commission's LI, the LI that Petroleum LI, the Petroleum the LI, the 2204. Why have you? I'm talking about Tullow. Why have you guys decided to go contrary to all these things? Because 1, you need to follow the LI. 2, you also have to make sure that there is transparency in companies that are bidding. 3, you know IESL and SOL are still in this contract, which they are not even delivering. So 4, why so sourcing? So we want to know from Tullow, is there anybody from government influencing their process? Is the government of Ghana influencing? I'm asking Tullow, MD, and the CEO. I don't know. Maybe what I have, I cannot put out now. But we are asking Tullow that, and I'm asking Kosmos, Gnpc, Petro SA, Jubilee thought, do they know what Tullow knows? And did they agree to what Tullow is doing? What is making Tullow take such a decision? What caused for the 4 years plus 1 year extension? What is making Tullow trust IESL so much that it does not want to open bidding? What is making Tullow so confident of giving them 4 years instead of 2 years and adding extra 1 year? What is making Tullow handpick IESL over all the companies that are submitted, registered, paid money to Petroleum Commission, that when there is a bid like that, everybody should be able to bid for it? What has influenced that decision? It's a question that I'm asking the MD of Tullow and also the CEO of Tullow. All right, let me read this to you. And this is the document that we showed you the first day we spoke on this particular scandal. Because remember, I showed you this document, and let me show this before we move forward. This document is a document from Tullow. Okay. The first day I came to speak on this scandal. Contract title, Subsea Engineering Installation IMR Services. And then contractor, Intersol Engineering Solutions Limited. You can see the contract number, TBC Contract start date, 1st August 2024. They have awarded the contract. That is why I'm asking. What influenced? Now, contract end date, 1st August 2029. Now, estimated contract value, 204 million. Estimated Jubilee apportionment, 60%. Now, what I was asking is, the 204 million, is that the total value of the contract? Because we know for a fact that the fuel cost is $245 million, not the $204 million, which is the total contract. Now, summary of recommendations. And the recommendation down there says this: it is recommended to award a contract on a single source basis to Intersol Engineering Solutions Limited, IESL, for the provision of subsea engineering, installation, and IMR services, which shall be based on utilization of the Go Supporter subsea vessel. The new contract shall commence 1st August 2024 for a period of up to 5 years, structured as an initial term of 4 years with an optional 1-year extension. The estimated contract value for the full 5 years was cut there. Now, my question to Tullow, and this question does not go to Tullow alone. The question goes to Tullow and its partners, especially Kosmos. Why 4 years? Why single source? Why sole sourcing? Why 1-year extension? Why IESL? Because in your own RTA, it states that government officials were on your unit operators insisting that they have a preference. And who is that government official? It is NAPO. It is the Jubilee House. And it was led by NAPO, insisting that IESL, which belongs to Keme, which actually belongs to Bumpty, Walters, which belongs to the Ekufuado family, with Yvonne included. That is why you people, is that the reason why you people are giving this contract to IESL? It's a question I'm asking Tullow. Now, we're going to move forward. After this short break, we will move forward. Team.
I want to understand something. Is it a project or what are the needs for 12 inherited? Good, inherited. The question, for the sake of time, a specific question. Then I'm almost sure within the 8-year period. Then I'm mobile 2017. See, I deal with me Yama Santaman. My share 2017, 2024. What are the projects? Which you have 5 and
zip line.
Zip line.
Yes.
Okay.
Drone.
Zip line is the national thing. Zip line drones.
It's regional specific. Exactly. Is it not in Ashanti? In Ashanti.
Okay.
Muslim girls.
That is a school.
Yes.
That is the same. Okay.
By the end of this month, April, we won't say clean Abelandewo International Airport.
It's the airport in the TV.
Yes.
Okay. So what about zip line? What about STEM school? What about some channel? What about airport? What about TV?
Baby and mother unit now until Rebecca is our project.
Okay. And it's a 4.
Yeah. You are trying to get the other ones in account.
Because Oma will be challenged, so almost 10.
So what we
and so Oma will be challenged almost 10. And the assumption is that why you're more than 10. It's a the lower level. It's one just only 4.
Thank you very much for staying. You're still watching With All Due Respect extended version. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. We're still talking. We're still on the expose. If you know the energy minister, tell him that we are here to school him. Now, I have questions that I want to ask Napo. I'll be answering all his questions. It's not a problem. Now, I want to ask the energy minister, Napo. And the first question to Napo is simple. and we have facts to all these things. Why did the Minister of Energy or Ministry of Energy lead IESL and its Nigerian MD to meet Tullow in London? It's a simple question. We want to ask Tullow, did you guys meet the Ministry of Energy or the Minister of Energy in London and IESL Nigerian MD, Shitu? His name is Shitu. Mr. S, pull his picture for me. Did the Minister of Energy and IESL manager, the MD, did they meet Tullow in London? That's my first question to Napo. Napo, has the ministry met Tullow in London? I'm asking Tullow, have you guys met the Minister of Energy and the IESL Managing Director in London? The IESL MD in Nigeria, his name is Shitu. It's a simple question. Tullow can say no. We never met the ministry, because we know in such negotiations it's supposed to be the Petroleum Commission. They lead these things. But we want to know, the Petroleum Commission has been put aside. All the agencies that is supposed to be having the conversation, they have been put aside. I'm asking Napo, did you go to the UK with IESL Nigerian MD? His name is Shitu. Did you meet Tullow? And I'm asking Tullow, the leadership, did you meet the energy minister? And what was the conversation about? Did you meet Tullow, Napo? Did the ministry meet Tullow? Is it your job for the minister to meet Tullow to discuss who they and their partners wants to give this contract to? Is it your job? Because you told us that the government, through you, have no interference. They are rigorous. I want to ask you, Napo, the British media will release this. And until you people come out, and the reputation of Tullow is at stake. Tullow is on the London Stock Exchange. It's not a joke. What we are doing here is bigger than Ghana. We are saving our waters. We are saving companies that come to Ghana to do business. Everyone needs to respect the rules, the laws that governs us. Question number 2 to Napo. What was discussed at the meeting earlier this year? It's a simple question. Earlier this year when you met, what was the conversation? Because IESL Nigerian MD was there in the UK. What was the conversation? I direct my question to Tullow, because they are bigger. They need to answer. And I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm asking questions. If people fail to respond, then the expose will follow. This is not the end of this expose. I'm telling you. Question number 3. The Petroleum Commission is the regulator for upstream activities. Why was the PC not engaged in leading the discussion with Tullow? I'm asking Napo, because we know the Petroleum Commission is the regulator for upstream activities. And you, Napo, in your statement, you said when it comes to upstream activities, the Energy Ministry plays no role. There are rigorous steps that the Tullow and its partners take, and PC, Petroleum Commission and the rest. So we are asking, if it is the job of Petroleum Commission to be taking or to be regulating the upstream activities, why was the PC not engaged in leading the discussion with Tullow? We still need records to show us records that Petroleum Commission were part or they led this discussion with Tullow. Tullow, I'm asking you, how did you move forward with this kind of contract, signing this 5-year contract without Petroleum Commission? Tullow, you know the laws. The MD of Tullow, the CEO of Tullow, you people know, you know the rules of the game. You are a multi-million-dollar company, so we know you know the rules. So, how did you guys move forward without? I just want to ask a simple question. Tullow, you know the rules more than I do. Did you guys meet the Minister of Energy? Did you guys meet the MD of IESL Nigeria, Shitu? PC, we want to know, did Petroleum Commission, who are the regulators when it comes to upstream activities, Why was the Petroleum Commission not engaged in leading the discussion with Tullow? It's a simple question that goes to Napo, the energy minister, and also to Tullow. Now, let me show you the face of the MD of IESL Nigeria. That's the Nigerian MD. I'm going to ask my question number 4 and 5. Then I'll show you IESL Nigeria MD. Question number 4 and 5 to Tullow and Napo. Question number 4. Why is the MOE, that the Ministry of Energy, supporting IESL and Tullow, Ghana Limited? Tullow Ghana Limited to circumvent the LI 2204 procurement process? It's a simple question. Why is NAPO supporting IESL? Because from the TRA of Tullow, it states in there that government officials for the Ministry of Energy, they were tormenting. They came to choose their preference. So on that basis, we are asking, why is the Ministry of Energy supporting, or the government supporting IESL and Tullow Ghana Limited to circumvent the LI 2204 procurement process? It's a simple question to Tullow and also to the Minister of Energy, Napo. Question number 5. What is the justification for sole sourcing IESL? What is the justification? And this question goes to Tullow. This question goes to Tullow. What is the justification for sole sourcing IESL? So what is the justification? It goes to the MD and it goes to the CEO. Tullow Ghana, you have a lot of questions to answer. You see, Tullow is on the stock exchange in the UK. This story, you are seeing it like a child's play. It's my hit Tullow. That is why we are asking Tullow questions. We are not accusing. We are asking, and it will be good for Tullow to come out and clear the air. It will be good for Tullow to come out and clear the air. It's a big company. That is why we are putting questions to you. Now, let me take you to my last question. Question number 6. Napo. Question number 6 or 6. Rahul Dehar, okay, and Kumar, all right. What benefits or advantages are Tullow and its senior management receiving in exchange for exclusively awarding this contract to an obscure entity like IESL? It's a simple question I am asking Tullow. Tullow, for what benefit or advantages are Tullow and its senior management receiving in exchange for exclusively awarding this contract to an obscure entity like IESL? Are the management getting some benefits? Are some things going on behind the scenes that some people are doing? We are asking Tullow, MD, the CEO, and the Tullow management in Ghana, what benefit are you people getting? 2 years, you have moved it to 5 years. 90 million, you have moved it to 450 million, but you are telling us it's 204 million. We want the details. Your partners, Kosmos, Jubilee, Petro SA, Gnpc, that is Ghana owned. They are waiting for the facts. You see, the biggest mistake Napo did was to dare me. The biggest mistake Napo did was to tell me I don't know what I'm doing. The biggest mistake some of you people told Napo to do was to tell me to respond to him. This is beyond Ghana. This we are talking about today is beyond Ghana. Now, let me show you something. This scandal we have started. There's something I want to tell Ghanaians. Last 2 weeks, and I'm asking Tullow a question. I am asking the EPA. I am asking Petroleum Commission and the Ministry of Energy. I'm asking this question and we need answers. In fact, let me put the picture of the CEO and MD of Tullow on the screen. Guys, come out. I don't have time. Yes. I want to ask a simple question. Last week, there was a spillage upstream. There was a spillage upstream. I want to ask, why didn't the EPA say anything? Why didn't PC, Petroleum Commission, say anything? Why didn't the Energy Ministry say anything? Because the Energy Minister, Petroleum Commission, and EPA, you all know that last 2 weeks upstream there was a spillage. And Tullow, I'm asking, was there a spillage or there wasn't any spillage in Ghana waters? And what does the international law say? What does the Ghana law say? That when you spill oil in our waters, because our ecosystem is at stake, we have a lot of people who live on fish. There are a lot of coastal communities. There are a lot of people who want to protect our water bodies. I'm asking Tullow, was there a crazy spill last week on our waters? And I'm asking the Energy Ministry, why didn't they speak on the spillage? The Petroleum Commission, why haven't they spoken on the spillage? The EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, why haven't they spoken on the spillage? And I'm asking Tullow, have you guys spilled? Has there been any spillage from one of your wells or whatever you call it? Has there been spillage upstream? It's a simple question we're asking. And we expect Tullow to do what? To answer this question if there was a spillage last week. The date, the time, and we want to know if there wasn't any spillage, Tullow can release a statement and say we have not caused any spillage on our waters. Is somebody using that against Tullow? Is somebody saying, I'm asking, maybe because of the spillage, how serious the spillage is? Because we know that in other countries, spillages sometimes cost companies are forced to pay over billions of dollars. We want to know the spillage, if it happened. I'm asking Tullow, was there a spillage? And if there was a spillage, why didn't the Energy Ministry led by NAPO? Why didn't the EPA? Why didn't the Petroleum Commission? Why didn't anyone talk about it? And Tullow, the question is, was there a spillage? Because I'm asking, maybe because of the spillage and the amount involved, some people decided to go with this deal so that they wouldn't even pay the cost that comes with the spillage, because that is billions of dollars. They would rather extend a contract for IESL. I'm just saying, I'm not concluding. I'm asking a question. Is it part of the reason the Tullow and its partners, especially Kosmos, their reputation is very important, and I keep saying it is very important that we ask Tullow these questions for them to come out and respond. Now, let me show you this. What you are seeing does not end there. ENI Ghana agenda. This is what is coming up, and we are going to do a serious expose on it. We will be doing serious expose on ENI Ghana and also spillages in Ghana. Companies in Ghana on our water that are spilling for the past 2-3 years that they have decided, Ministry of Energy, EPA, PC, Petroleum Commission, they have decided not to speak on it. Spillages with records. There are plans underway to coerce ENI Ghana to also agree to single sourcing its IMR, that is the inspection, maintenance, repair contract, and extending the duration from 2 years to 5 years in the interest of IESL. I've told you this. Don't take this as a joke. These are in the pipelines. There are plans underway to coerce ENI Ghana to also agree to single sourcing its IMR, which is inspection, maintenance, repair contracts, and extending the duration from 2 years to 5 years in the interest of IESL. this is being done. Now, there's something that we have to do. Mrs. Did I receive my questions? Mrs. Did I receive? And this is the IESL Nigerian MD. His name is Kasim Obi Shitu. He was in London with Napo, and they met Tullow. I'm asking Tullow, did such a meeting happen? And if the Minister of Energy was there, the question is, why were you there? What was the conversation about? This man is called Kasim Obi Shitu. He represented IESL in the UK. We're asking, was he also there? Did he go meet Tullow in Nigeria, in London? But I'll be right back after this short break.
I want to understand something. Is it a project or what are the this for 12
inherited?
Good, inherited. The question, for the sake of time, a specific question. Jenna Momo Shasia within the 8-year period. Then I'm mobile 2017. See, I deal with me Yama Santaman. My Shasa 2017, 2024, maybe. What are the projects? Which you have 5
zip line.
Zip line.
Yes.
Okay.
Drone. We.
Zip line is the national thing. Zip line drones.
It's regional specific.
Exactly.
Is it not in Ashanti? In Ashanti.
Okay.
Muslim girls.
That is a school.
Yes.
That is same. Okay.
By the end of this month, no, April, we won't say clean Abelandewo International Airport.
It's the airport in the 3.
Yes.
Okay. So what about zip line? What about STEM school? What about some channel? What about airport? What about 3?
Yeah. Baby and mother unit now until Rebecca is our project.
Okay. Let's say 4.
Yeah. You are trying to get the other ones in account.
Because woman will be challenged, so almost 10.
So what we
and so woman will be challenged almost 10. And the assumption is that why you're more than 10.
Avoid your Jimmy. So from the beginning, Mekachiram said Napo was asking so many questions. And this is the answer to almost all of Napo's questions. So Napo Bien Anokachira will say he knows nothing about this contract because everything upstream is the Petroleum Commission that is supposed to be handling his line. Because from Tullow's own RTA document, which has been signed by the MD and the management of Tullow, it states clearly that senior officials of the Ghana government approached the unit operator to separate occasions expressing a preference that the subsea vessel contract should be extended with IESL. Achieved without a tender, it would be given consideration. Napo is the one who was pressurizing the unit operator from the Energy Ministry representing Bumpty, the government, and forcing them to choose IESL. That is why I was asking, the meeting that happened in the UK, I'm asking Tullow, did any meeting happen in the UK? Was the MD of IESL Nigeria in the UK? Why did the Minister of Energy go to that meeting? What was discussed? And I'm asking Tullow, was the meeting held? Did they meet the Energy Minister? What was the meeting about? I'm asking Tullow. So all the nonsense that Napo wrote. I'm asking him a simple question. Why is it that in Tullow's own RTA documentation, it has been stated down there that the government of Ghana, which you represent the energy ministry, you pressurize and you pick your preference. That is IESL. How can you tell us that it is only PC that takes care of upstream issues? Why didn't Petroleum Commission, why didn't they take part in that meeting and negotiations when it came to this contract? What role did Petroleum Commission play? Wherever Napo is, tell him this is part 1. He will stand at international law court to answer questions for aiding some people, 1, destroying our water bodies, 2, doing things against international laws and Ghana laws, 4, conniving with international businessmen to deceive the good people of Ghana and people around who want the betterment of our ecosystem and the global warming issues that we all want to stop. Mati Opoku Prempeh is going to be jailed internationally. It is not about your running mate. I don't care. It is up to Baumia. Because from what we have, that is why we have cleaned some of the things. What we have seen, and the kind of thing that is going to go out there in the UK. And I believe and I respect Tullow. And I know Tullow will do the right thing. That is why I've been asking them questions. And I know the MD and the CEO will genuinely come out and say, no meeting happened. There's not been any spillage. The reason why we picked IESL sole sourcing, even though on our system it is supposed to be competitive tendering, the reason why we moved the contract from 2 years to 4 to 5 years, the reason why the 204 million was not the real number, and that the real number is $445 million plus. I know Tullow will come out because Tullow's partners, Kosmos, Gnpc, that is government of Ghana, Petro SA, and then Jubilee, they will all ask Tullow that what influenced this decision. You see, there's more to this. And the earlier Tullow, I can tell you on authority that 90% of managerial, when you go to the managerial level of Tullow, 90% of them, they don't agree to what is happening in Tullow. The way some people are suppressing the law, how the intimidation, how Tullow as an international company, what some people are doing to the company in Ghana, how some people have been so enshrined in politics. That is why I keep asking Tullow questions. Why has such a big company reduced its reputation? The respect that people have for it, why has it reduced it? So these are questions that will at least give some confidence to the international world and to those who have invested in Tullow, in London Stock Exchange. Because if a company that have invested in Ghana is seen or it's alleged to be involved in these things without it coming out to clear its name, then majority of the people will be considering investing in Tullow. So I believe that, besides, let's keep it here. We won't give more, but I can tell you on authority say the ABN say we are working with a very big British media, with a journalist. We are pushing all documents. The reason why we are pushing everything to the UK is that Tullow is on the UK Stock Exchange, the London Stock Exchange. And until they answer this question, their credibility on that exchange or the stock exchange is going to affect the market. And I'm talking about people who have invested in Tullow. And I believe that the Tullow manager in Ghana, with its partners, will sit and look at this contract again. The energy minister, Napo, has done a lot of things that I am about to let you people know. Napo is a jail candidate. Napo might end up being jailed abroad. We are in a position where we are not supposed to entertain this nonsense. That's why I've shown him an extract. I've shown him documents. I've asked him questions when it comes to spillages on our high waters. I will leave it here today. Wherever he is, wherever the MD of Tullow and the CEO of Tullow, wherever all these people, Kema, Yvonne, I'm talking about Bumpty, Mr. Waters, whoever is involved in this, every single documentation is here. And nobody is going to sleep, especially when it comes to our international waters and how people are destroying it. And how international multi-million-dollar companies have been involved in some shady things that they are not supposed to be involved in. I keep telling people, our job here is to fact check and let the people know the truth. It's up to you people, Tullow especially, to come out clean and let us know the real fact. Did these meetings happen? What influenced the 2 years to 5 years? What influenced the $204 million to $450 million? Why couldn't they use a new vessel for this job? Then IESL was suggesting an old vessel. There are details there that when I decide to go into, it will let people know, or people will know where we are heading. But today, it's 6:11 p.m. US East Coast time. It's 10:11 in Ghana. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. I have been your host. My producers are called the Ghost Team. We'll be back tomorrow on With All Due Respect extended version. Expect more of these exposés. I've told you, we have the documents, we have the facts. We will let the world know that what is happening in Ghana, the reason why our oil field, the reason why the amount of oil that we are drilling as a nation is going down is because there's a cartel that is draining us. We will expose each one of them. Thank you very much for being part of tonight's show. My name is Kevin Taylor. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers and good night.
No make sense. Everybody want trend, but please don't misuse it. You forget conscience, ignorance. Plenty people don't die already. On the lines. Many things they hide in darkness. Ignorance. Plenty people don't die already. On the lines. Many things they hide in darkness. So until the light goes out, we go still they do everything we only do. Until the candle goes out, we go still they do everything we only do. Nowadays I don't feel sad, I just get out, put my phone offline. I'm offline. They won't quench my fire, they won't see me suffer. Enemies go tire, we step their medulla. On him I come over, will you be my lover? Make up be your cover, just do mama cosa. Until the light goes out, we go still they do everything we only do. Until the candle goes out, we go still they do everything we only do. Nowadays I don't feel sad, I just get out, put my phone offline. I'm offline.
Plenty talk on the full basket. Shay, you know, say I put in work. So the please check on your real man them. Many things where they do man them.
If you get money, they say to you before my dreams go come true. And then I'm young, come in my woo. Enough for baby, woo. Until the light goes out, we go still they do everything we only do. Until the candle goes out, we go still they do everything we only do. Nowadays I don't feel sad, I just get out, put my phone offline. I'm offline.
I make ramen person. Mama could do be at them time. Come on, we fucking cancel. Manzo forget them.